Good morning, everybody. Happy Juneteenth. I hope that you guys are enjoying your day or going to enjoy your day, honey. I hope that you get out and do something good in this hot weather, okay? Because it is officially summer, okay? So anyway, I hope that if you guys are off work today, it is still right now. Juneteenth is still right now. Let me say that again, a federal holiday. We don't even know how long that's gonna last anymore. But for today, happy Juneteenth. And if you are off from work, go have you some fun, right? Check out my product tag bag, right? I've got some fun items in there for summertime because I don't know about you guys, but I live in the South and it's hot. Good morning, Tiny McNeil. Happy Juneteenth. So, honey, I want to talk a little bit about real quick because I hope you guys are going to get out. Like I said, go fishing if you go fishing, go swimming if you go fishing. If you go swimming, if you want to go fishing, if you don't want to leave your house and you got a backyard, honey, run on down there to Walmart and get you one of them inflatable pools, okay, with the accessories that are in my product tag bag, okay? Those pools work every time, especially for the little ones, okay? Even the big people, check go cool off, go have fun, right? So have your little cookout or whatever, after you done went to your Juneteenth parade, and so, yeah. So anyway, I want to talk about a little bit about cancel culture as it pertains to Tyler Perry, right? Now, so I'm sure by now, honey, that we have all heard of the lawsuit that has been filed against Tyler Perry because he allegedly SA'd a former cast member. Hey Angie C, good morning, happy Juneteenth. He allegedly SA'd a former cast member by the name of Derek Dixon. He was on Ruthless, one of Tyler Perry's BET shows, Ruthless and The Oval, right? Now, I watched a couple of episodes of The Oval. That really wasn't my thing, but I remember that guy, and I was, even back then, I was thinking, oh, he can't act. You know what I mean? So, anyway, Tyler Posey had picked him out while he was being a waiter at some catered event, right? So all this and all that. Like I said, I'm sure you all heard about it. But anyway, he alleges that Tyler Perry SA'd him, and he's suing him for $260 million, right? Now, in my opinion, this is a money grab. In my opinion, it is. I mean, it's been all over the place on national news and everything. And I don't know if you guys remember a couple of years ago, I think it was 2023, a melanated actor by the name of Christian Keys came out. Now, he didn't say Tyler's name. He came out and said that, he had been, harassed by, this big movie mogul and all of this. He paid Christian Keys to stay quiet allegedly. Well, and you see, I would see what Christian Keys was going after was not even necessarily just a paycheck, not a money grab, right? He was wanting to grab the rights to his show because you know that he did. I think he does All the Queen's Men or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. And I felt like he went public because he felt like Tyler Perry was trying to take all the credit for his show, and everything else. So that's what he wanted. He wanted to have ownership over his show, as he should. And I'm thinking maybe Tyler Perry wasn't wanting to bend, at first, and so he gonna call himself. Come out with all his fake tours and all of this and all of that, blah blah blah. Now everybody know that they had seen him In no other productions really I hadn't other than the Tyler Perry production, right? So quite naturally, folks started saying, they believed that it could have, he was allegedly talking about Tyler Perry, right? But after his little rant, excuse me, after his little couple of days rant, he went away. He never dropped any info. He never filed a suit. He came, I remember like it was like a month or two later after that happened, after he got what he wanted, in my opinion, he gonna come back and say, no, I wasn't talking about Tyler Perry. But Chad, you was slick threatening him online because you was throwing a whole fake temper tantrum trying to get what you want, right? And see, but now we got this guy named Derek Dixon, this Anglo guy, which really nobody's ever heard of. He can't act, and I think that it was a money grab. So my thing about cancel culture is the reason why I did this video, because you got a lot of melanated bloggers, a lot of black bloggers in particular, that is really trying to cancel Tyler Perry over this, right? Over this guy. And if you heard any of if you heard the what do you call it, the court document, I was listening to that. I think it was Voodoo Dollhouse or somebody. Anyway, they read through the whole court document, right? The document was extra sleazy. It was extra suggestive. They was doing too much in the document, right? And then he dropped some text messages, and we know that text messages can be manipulated and things of that nature. So we don't know if Tyler did that or not. If he said all that stuff or not. But what I noticed when he was dropping those text messages, it seemed to me like he was flirting with Tyler and leading Tyler on, right? Now, we all know that we have always suspected that Tyler is part of the LGBT community, right? And he need to just come on out, in my opinion, this is my point of view, right? He allegedly, he could possibly be part of the community. Now, do I believe that? Yes, absolutely, along with a whole lot of people. And I feel like if he just come on and speak his truth, that he wouldn't be having to go through all of this. You know what I mean? But anyway, child, I think he need to come out and just tell his truth. Like, he a grown man, he a billionaire. Child, what do he have to lose, right? But when it comes to this $260 million lawsuit, and I was thinking the nerve of him, right? Are you serious? Now, let's put this in context, right? That's why I can't believe some of these people, black bloggers in particular, trying to cancel him, right? I heard some real shady commentary. And honey, in my opinion, like I said, I felt like he led Tyler on. He was stringing him along to get more proof or whatever. I feel like it was a whole money grab. But anyway, when it comes to $260 million, honey, Cassie wasn't even asking for that much. Okay? Now his claim was that Tyler Perry S.A.'d him and S harassed him, you know, and made him feel like he was in an unsafe work environment. He felt like he was trying to be coercive, as in, if you don't do what I want you to do, I'm gonna take your job away from you and all of this and all that, right? He never once said anything close to what happened to Cassie, right? Between Cassie and Diddy, right? So I'm thinking $260 million. Like, where did he get that up? Where did he get that amount? Because he stopped short of saying that Tyler Perry R-worded him, right? And I'm thinking, well, like, what, child? Anyway, the amount is just too much when you compare it with what he said versus what Cassie actually went through. And several people proved that she, not only her, but several women went through that, and they weren't asking for $260 million. Even that girl that sued Shannon Sharp. Yeah, you right about that, Angie. Even the girl that sued Shannon Sharp didn't ask for $260 million. I was like, the nerve. But you know what? You know how he came up with that number, in my opinion? It was because of the color of his skin, right? And it was, yes, he wanted a money grab, but it was more than that. See, because of the system, he felt like he feels like he is entitled to that much money. And like I said, I felt like he led Tyler Perry on. And if you heard any of the court documents, he was like, yes, I've been with a man before, but he was telling Perry that he was asexual, that that he really wasn't, into it and all of this and all of that. And one of his stories in particular sounded real close to something that Christian Keys said. Said he got drunk one night at one of Tyler Perry's parties, and he went in the room, a guest room, to lay down. And I guess then after the party, Tyler came in there and started rubbing on his thighs or something, right? Now Christian Keys said something very similar about one of Tyler Perry parties, right? And so my thing is, you keep talking to the man and talking to the man and talking to the man. You done been to his home several times, and all of this and all that. He said out his own mouth that he started gathering information, and he eventually reported, Tyler Perry to what do you call it? I'm gonna say people because I can't think of the name right now. It's early, child, right? I got to get this out of the way before I get my day started. But anyway, he reported the incident to them. He started, keeping text messages and all of this and all of that. And I really think that before it became public, he was trying to mitigate a large amount of money between Tyler Perry and his lawyers to settle. I guess Tyler didn't want to settle because Tyler Perry came back. His people came back and said that this ain't nothing but a scam, basically. And I honestly believe that. Do I think that Tyler Perry was attracted to this guy? Yep. Yep, I sure do. Do I think that they were flirting back and forth? Yes, absolutely, I do. Do I think that Tyler Perry may have, said that, look, if I do what you want, if you do what I want you to do, I keep you around on the show, whatever. And he also said he was a screenwriter, but he's a very bad actor. Now I don't know what kind of screenwriter he is, because he said that he wrote a series and he gave it to Tyler, and Tyler said he liked it, and they was gonna do a pilot on it, but they didn't never get around to doing the pilot and all this and all that, right? And so, do I think all of that happened? Yep. But do I think that, uh, like I said, he led Tyler on, even in those text messages? If you read them, it seems like he's trying to string Tyler along, right? And so, I think it's a whole money grab. But as far as cancel culture go, I heard like, I seen the titles of a couple. I seen the title from like, who was it? Storm Monroe and maybe Tasha K talking about, they got conversations of the casting couch. I guess they're trying to make him seem like he a he Weinstein or somebody, right? Which I absolutely don't believe. Um, do I think that he used his position trying to get with some of these guys? Yes, I absolutely do. I believe that. But I'm thinking the nerve of him, like, yo, white male patriarchy got you thinking, honey, that you going to get $260 million off of Tyler Perry, so you won't have to go back to waiting tables and stuff again. The nerve. You know what I mean? So that's why I said it was a money grab. Child, and he didn't even say Tyler Perry actually raped him or nothing. I'm like, is he for real? What? And then already people really falling for this, but the nerve of some black bloggers in particular, not even only black bloggers. It's like I said, when Christian Keys came out with his stuff, it wasn't on the Today Show or on national news or in People magazine and all of this and all that. But all of a sudden, because it's Tyler Perry, because Tyler Perry's a billionaire, I feel like, and then I find it funny, that right after his speech at the BET Awards, because he was honored, and Tyler said he has made more black millionaires than anybody, in the industry. I absolutely believe that. I absolutely love the fact. Now you can say what you want to about his movies. Are they a bit exploitative as it comes to the plight of some black women? Absolutely. Do he be doing too much? Absolutely. You know what I mean? Why is he still in the closet? I don't know. But really, I think he kind of came out the closet, honey, when he produced that Netflix series, child, what we all done watched. What's the name of it? Beauty in Black. Child, I thought he was coming out then. I'm thinking, oh my God, I ain't never seen nothing like it in my life. Y'all know I'm old school. I'm like, ooh, I couldn't believe it. That first season, all of that stuff. Child, I feel like he was coming out then, right? Y'all, please double tap the screen and hit the like button if you don't mind. I would really appreciate it, right? So, anonymous said Oprah told Tyler to watch out because he's the ching ching. I bet Oprah did tell him to watch out. You know what I mean? But see, here's the thing. about lust, right? Now we've seen this to different degrees, and lust will take you down quicker than anything. You know, when you are a noteworthy person, if you got these type of proclivities, honey, you have to have some discipline, right? Look at what happened with Bill Cosby. His little nasty proclivities got his old butt in trouble, but they used that. They weren't worried about him being doing what they said he was doing because they do far worse, right? They just wanted to. They waited all those years till he got old to take him down, right? And then look at now. Now what's going on with Diddy is justified because he is a monster, right? But they taking him down. You know, it's been so many black men in particular. Look, Shannon Sharp, his proclivities, you know, done took him down. And I'm like, y'all really need to get in control of these lust demons, honey, because they are making you look bad. But when it comes to Tyler Perry, I have to be Team Tyler. Because like I said, I think that this is a money grab. Even when it was Christian Keys, he was trying to get what he wanted, you know, threatening Tyler Perry to expose his sexuality. When all Tyler Perry got to do is come out and be like, look, I'm gay. We already know. Like, who gonna be shocked? Right? Would y'all mind double tapping the screen? But for this guy to say he want $260 million, child, the nerve, and the nerve of him thinking that he is entitled to that much money. You know what I mean? He ain't been through one broke fingernail of what Cassie went through, you know, and all of those other women went through. And you want $260 million because he was coming on to you because you was teasing him basically. But Tyler, I think he set himself up for this. You know, like I really do. I don't think I think that I listened to Don Lemon yesterday, and he was talking to what's that guy's name? He runs a very popular vlog as well. I can't think of his name, but anyway, they was talking about it, and that guy Jason Lee, and Jason Lee felt like it was money grab. And Don Lemon was like, you know, I know him. You know, he's like a really nice guy. You know, and all this and all that, right? I mean, like they all, you know, I guess everybody got their own thing, you know, but instead, see, Tyler, if he came out, he wouldn't have to be trying to slink around corners and trying to give roles to people, even if they can't act, these men and all of this and all of that, right? He wouldn't have to do all that, right? So he wouldn't find himself in this position. But as for right now, but as far as some of the black bloggers trying to counsel him and trying to make him look bad, I think that's real shady. You know, as opposed to all the stuff that he's done. You know, he's a philanthropist. He's done a lot of good for communities, black communities in particular. Like he said, he's unpaid, you know, black actors what they are actually worth. You know, we have heard, you know, actors say that, you know, I really didn't get paid what I was worth until I worked with Tyler Perry, right? Hey, Jixie 3000, right? And so when he was honored at the BET Awards, and he said that he had made more black millionaires, you know, in the music, you know, in the movie industry than anybody. I believe him, you know, like absolutely, because he is paying them what they are worth, right? Um, and also, like he's done so much good. Y'all remember when he flew Whitney Houston's body home in his private jet? Like he does all kind of things like that, right? His good girlfriends is people like Oprah and Beyonce and you know Beyonce's mama and them. Not that it makes a difference, you know what I mean? But he is truly a rags the richest case because you know he told about his hard life. You know he was sleeping in his car at one point in time. You know, and so he just been through a lot, and I just hate that he's going through this, but I don't think it would be as publicized as it is if it wasn't for the color of Derek Dixon's skin. Now the first time I had, like I said, I seen the guy on the show, but I sure didn't know his name. Okay, we will clutch our pearls if Tyler was to come out. I mean, probably yeah, but we already know. You know what I mean? I do. A lot of people already know it, you know, and I think that he won't come out because you know you got some, LGBT men that still, you know, for whatever reason, they still, you know, take that DL role, and we know that when it comes to Tyler Perry, a lot of his fan base, is Christian, black women. At least it used to be when he first came out. And I don't know so much about now. Like I said, I think he was trying to set himself free with Beauty and Black Child, because I was clutching my pearls when I seen that series on Netflix, because I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh Lord, is Tyler Perry coming out? So, but he got a strong Christian fan base, right? So, but Tyler been around so long and he done so much good, doesn't really matter at this point. You know what I mean? And to me, the good outweighs the bad. He boasted the economy in Atlanta and gave so many people jobs, in the city of Atlanta, where he bought a old military base and turned it into Tyler Perry Studios. Now, see, that's another reason why I think that he is undergoing some type of humiliation ritual. You know what I mean? Because of what he said on BET, and because of the fact that he owns his own studio. Okay, he owns his own studio, and I talked about in the video I did, yesterday. They don't like for you certain melanated people in the industry to stand on their own 2 feet. They want to make it hard on them any way they can. Look at what happened with Cat Williams. Cat Williams has got control over his own, business. When he goes on the road or does a comedy show, you got to pay Cat Williams Incorporated. That's what I'm talking about, it, right? He don't work for, he don't have, he is his own manager. And like Tyler, if Tyler is going to produce a series, or a movie or whatever, he's doing it in his own studios. Like you got a Paramount studio, the MGM studio, you got Tyler Perry Studios, right? And people pay him, to use his studio. He is his own entity, right? Nobody runs, Tyler Perry but Tyler Perry, right? Tyler Perry Incorporated, child. That's what I'm going to talk about. And I think that there are a lot of people behind the scenes that don't like that, as well, because he's done well for himself, right? And like I said, he's done well for a whole lot. Shoot, I remember when it was, what's the name, the Prince Harry and the Meghan Markle, when they was giving him such a hard time because he married because she's got a black mama, that interracial couple or whatever, right? Tyler Perry let them stay in his mansion and let them use his security for 3 or 4 months while they came to America to get on their feet. You know what I mean? Don't nobody know how much good he done. So in my opinion, he is not a Diddy. Okay, he is not a Weinstein. He ain't no Epstein. He ain't none of that. He just a man that need to come out and live his truth, and stop trying to hide and sneak around corners and stuff, because it's getting you in trouble. It's making people set you up, and make you look bad, make him look like somebody that he not. All cause, he still feel like he got to be on the DL for whatever reason. And at this point in time, Tyler Perry is a billionaire, honey. Can you really counsel a billionaire? Like if Tyler Perry shut down his studios right now and went on about his business, he is a billionaire. He will be just fine. Okay, he is just fine for the rest of his life. His generational wealth is going to be passed on to his son. He has a son by that girlfriend that used to be his beard. Okay, I even talked about that. Now, how they got their son, I don't know if they did it the regular way, but Tyler Perry, due to them, when it comes to them text messages, said, honey, he said he a top, right? So, I don't, maybe they did it the conventional way, child. I don't know, but for whatever reason, he got him a child, right? He got him a child, so that means his generational wealth is going to be passed on to his son. You know what I mean? And so there are a lot of reasons why they would want to, embarrass somebody like a Tyler Perry, And people really need to think about that, especially, these black bloggers and whoever's trying to counsel him. Usually I am on the side. I try to always, is he still with us? No, he's not with the supposed beard / girlfriend anymore. No, he's not with her anymore. And she was an Ethiopian woman, beautiful, beautiful woman, right? And so, but no, they're not together anymore. But I'm sure she's very well taken care of, cause she primarily is the one that takes care of his son. So, and I'm sure they had all that set up in advance or whatever, right? And so anyway, and it seems like he really loves his son as well too. And so, But when it comes to this, oh, we got these salacious tapes about the casting couch and all this and all that. Why are y'all around here trying to counsel this man when he do so much good? You know, it's just too much. I mean, like, calm down. Y'all know it's a money grab. It don't even sound right. Not to me, okay? When that couple got stranded at an island. The black woman got sick and they went, ooh, let them go till the money got paid. Tyler paid for them to come home. Oh, I don't even know about that. Where'd that happen at, anonymously? I missed that. Y'all please double tap the screen and hit the like button if you don't mind. I didn't even hear about that. Like I said, he done so much good. You know, I think, like I said, I'm Team Tyler. You know, it's a money grab. I'm not finished to try to speak ill against this man because of some sleazy ass lawsuit. If y'all heard the wording in that lawsuit, then y'all know what I mean by sleazy, honey. It was too much. It was overboard. Like, it was trash. And it was all to make Tyler look bad, all to make him look like he was an actual deviant and all of this and all that. You know, and the whole time, the text messages is proving that, hey, you stringing him along. You doing this documenting, you reporting this to this, that, and the other. You saying he coerced you, but you still didn't lay down with him. You didn't never say you did that. So $19 million, really? Because he was allegedly rubbing on your thigh. Boy, if you don't go sit down somewhere. He said, I'm going to get this bag and I ain't going to have to work again. I ain't no actor anyway. I don't want to wait tables no more. So let me go on and build up this evidence on this black man. They going to take my side because I'm a white man. You know, white male patriarchy is going to stand behind me. Child, and some of his own people is going to counsel him. So I'm going to be good. But Tyler said, honey, I ain't going. You ain't getting no $260 million out of me. Because this ain't nothing but a scam. Okay? And I feel Tyler, nothing but a money grab. Like I said, I'm sure they try to settle behind the scenes. But the white man was being greedy. It wasn't enough. And so he want to make the lawsuit public. That's really all that's going on in my opinion. You know, and I that's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. All right, nothing but a money grab. But people ain't got to help feed in. I heard a lot of, how you going just talk crazy about Tyler Perry? You know, just you know, doing your little video and getting your little scoop or whatever and all of this and all that. But you're not putting it in context. You know what I mean? So that's why I was really surprised when I heard some of these black bloggers trying to really make him seem like he was doing something wrong. If this man was really so offended by how Tyler Perry was flirting with him and he was flirting back, why you keep going around him, right? Because it started happening, I think he said in 2018, and I think in 2024 was the last incident. So, like, why you keep going around him? Like, you so scared, you feel so harassed, you feel so all of this and all of that. Why you keep going around him? Child, right, $260 million is a joke. Like I said, honey, Cassie got less than that. Is he for real? But child, oh, it's just black men. When they get in a position of power, they need to stop making themselves look like sexual deviants because that is a stereotype. That is a stereotype that they love to put on black men, right? That is a stereotype that they put on black men in order to burn down whole cities and whole towns and lynch and wage lynch mobs and stuff against black people and kill hundreds of black people at a time, all because some Anglo woman said some black man done R-worded her. Okay, we remember the stories. That's how things got started. That's a lie that got Black Wall Street burnt down. That's a lie that got what is the name of that city that Florida they did a movie about Florida. What was the name of that movie? Anyway, that's how that started. That's how that lie got started. Just so many countless times, you know. There was one I was talking about recently, Lake Lanier. That whole county of black people was, you know, either killed or ran off the property and all of this and all of that. Ain't no, you know, the whole red summer. They say stuff like that, whether it's true or not. 9 times out of 10, it is not true. But that is a lie they tell so that they can lynch and mob and burn down, you know, whole communities of predominantly black people. The birth of a nation. I don't know if you guys have seen. I ain't talking about Nate. Was it Nate Parker? Nate, whatever his name is, Birth of a Nation. I'm talking about the original black and white Birth of a Nation movie. It was centered around a black man that supposed had raped a Anglo woman, and they was coming after him. That was called Birth of the Nation. Okay, and I was saying it's just a stereotype. That's what it is. But when black men start to feed into it, like the Diddy's and the the Shannon Sharps and even Tyler to some degree, don't be trying to make yourself seem like a sexual deviant, cause honey, they're gonna play that up on you. They don't want to see you doing good no way. Okay. That didn't make no sense to me. So why the people ganging up on Tyler, these black bloggers still trying to counsel him off the word or something, but they ain't even went to court yet, right? So you want to counsel him over the word of somebody that clearly want a bag. I mean, he found him waiting tables, basically, at a catering event, honey. He don't want to leave his cushy lifestyle, okay? He want him a bag. It was a whole setup. It was a whole scam, in my opinion. $260 million. The nerve of him to try to get that much out of Tyler Perry over that old weirdo stuff that he put on, put out to the world. That's ridiculous to me. And for some of these black bloggers to help him, that's even more ridiculous. Okay, because even my girl Tisa Tell, and that's my girl. I love me some Tisa Tell. I think she's doing a wonderful job on the Diddy trial. But what she said about this situation the other night, that was out of order to me. Because there are two sides to every story, and these are adults. Okay, and he was stringing him along. And if he was really that offended or scared by Tyler Perry coming on to him, honey, he would have left the situation alone. Like, where's your integrity? Tell me something. I felt like my livelihood was threatened. Well, honey, you is a white man in America. Go get yourself another job that can sustain your lifestyle. Honey, the world is yours when it comes to these people over here. So are you okay, child? Could have been 2022 or 2023. They made the news because she was in the hospital sick. Oh wow. But wouldn't let them go till the bill got paid. Tyler brought her back to the States so she can recover it. Wow. Wow, yeah, I didn't even hear about that anonymously. I didn't even hear about that. But he's done, like I said, so much, so much to help people. So don't be doing Medea like that. Don't be trying to smear Medea's name, okay? If anything, just be trying to help Medea come on out and live Medea's truth, okay? Tyler, just start living your truth, honey. They even said he was on vacation, right now, trying to make it seem salacious. And it did kind of seem salacious, I'm not going to lie, in the light of, what we feel we know about Tyler Perry. Said he on vacation right now with Mariah Carey's ex boyfriend, one of her ex boyfriends, right? I was like, child. But they need to. I really wish these in particular these black bloggers wouldn't do him like that, cause he ain't done half as much as the Diddy's and the R. Kellys of the world had done. He need to get his lust demons in check, and stop making yourself look bad. But as far as him being canceled, like I said, he own his own thing. He run his own company. He run his own show. If he never produces another Tyler Perry movie or series or whatever play in his whole lifetime, he gonna be okay because he a billionaire. All right? Ain't nothing that was in that lawsuit came out in that lawsuit that spelled jail time or anything like that. And then to me, it was a bit over the way they worded, honey, the lawsuit was just vulgar. And like I said, that fit into the stereotype, in my opinion. And whatever that guy was looking for, Tyler, whatever he's trying to sell, Tyler wasn't buying, when it came to that $260 million. I was like, the nerve, is he for real? 260 million? Sure. For flirting? And you was flirting with him, 260 million? If I was Tyler, I wouldn't want to give him a dime. Okay? But of course, Tyler ain't gonna want it to go to court. He don't want it to become any more, sensationalized as it is right now. And he might try to settle with him again. I don't know. I wouldn't. Whatever I originally offered him to shut up, that he didn't want to take, that is the offer that would still be on the table. Because what you're not going to do is strong on me. And I hope that, that's the attitude that Tyler has taken when it comes to this. But like I said, at the end of the day, I'm Team Tyler on this one. I don't think he should be counseled. I don't think people should be talking all crazy and sideways, comparing him to Diddy, because he's not half as bad as the Diddler or R. Kelly or none of that. He just got a lust demon on his back and he need to control himself. But if you come on out to the world, honey, hire you an escort if you have to. And then part of the reason why it was so many text messages, I think the guy was leading him on. And I think that when we all know as women, we know that men love the chase, right? Sometimes they love the chase more than they love the relationship. So I think that he was really into the chase of it all. In my opinion, he liked the way he kept Tyler drawn in was, making Tyler chase him. That's what I think. And then he never put out. He did not one time in that statement say he actually put out. He said that he talked him down. He talked him out of the situation and all of this and all of that. I'm like, child, $260 million. Be for real. I'm not going for it. But anyway, that's what I think about that. I'm Team Tyler Perry. It's just real shady, like I said, for some of these black bloggers to try to make it seem like he's some kind of actual deviant or something like that, which I don't believe. Because if they read the lawsuit, they know that stuff. I'm like, who is his lawyer? Tony Buzz? Because he's doing the most. Like he really coming after this black man, this black entrepreneur, this black billionaire. You really trying to sully his name, and you think the court opinion gonna be behind you to the point to where you gonna get anywhere close to $260 million? No, sir, I don't think so. I don't think so. Like I said, whatever Tyler offered him originally, he should have took it. Okay. I was like, child, the nerve of these people thinking they special. Ain't nobody even heard of this man ever before. All right? He just stand out in the oval or nothing else. Not to me. But shoot, it was so trash. I only watched a couple of episodes of it anyway. But I really think Tyler is, trying to redeem himself as far as it goes with black women and the way that he views the plight of black women. I think a lot of that is rooted in anger, you know. And but this movie, the last one here, I was pretty much done with him until I saw Straw. I liked Straw. A lot of people didn't like Straw, but I think that Straw was really real, when it comes to single moms just trying to make it. The lady was just trying to make it, and all the things that happened to her doing that movie. Uh, it's just, oh my goodness. I don't see how one person can live through all of it, but she did, And but I think Tyler should do more stories like that as opposed to, doing a story about, Diary of a Mad Black Woman or I Can Do Bad All by Myself. Y'all know the titles, child. And recently he helped that 94 years old lady, to keep her home from the city. Wow. Bullies even thought she has passed on. They thought she had passed on. Wow. Tyler was by her side and her good. I didn't hear about that either. Like he does so much good for so many people. It just money grab. It wasn't up money grab. That's how I feel about that. Okay? Nothing but a money grab. But anyway, let me talk about this current. So I don't know if y'all heard about this. It was this Karen child with her Karen tears. Her name was actually Karen Reed, right? She was on trial for allegedly, running over her boyfriend and leaving him in the cold in Boston in Massachusetts to die, right? And so she had a trial. The first trial was a mistrial. So they tried her again, right? So they found her not guilty. Hey Journey. Oh, yep, child of money grab, right? So they found her not guilty, right? Yesterday, and it was, I mean, it was like thousands of people outside the courtroom cheering for her when she came out and all of this and all that, right? But now that she's been found guilty, they can't try her on murder no more because there was a double jeopardy law, right? So they got their verdict. They have to move on. The family said that they are still gonna sue her in civil court. You know who they sue in civil court? Oh, it was somebody it was a guilty ver. Oh, O.J. Simpson, because you know O.J. Simpson got off right. To me, Stroud. I love Stroud. I cried. I thought it was really real. I didn't think it was exploiting the plight of the black woman or anything. It's just that lady had a really bad hard time. She had a really bad way to go when she was trying to do her best. Okay. But I also love me some what is her name, Tayana Taylor in that movie. I said, go Tayana, girl. Okay, okay. So yeah, that Straw was a very good movie. You know, if you guys haven't watched it, you guys should go watch it. You know what I mean? It's really good. It really is. It's captivating. But anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, the Kern. So she was charged with running over her boyfriend and leaving him to die in the snow, in the cold, in Boston, right? So she was found not guilty. First, it was a mistrial. You know, she had a whole lot of supporters online, offline, in support of her. The prosecution, they say, put on a good defense, better than they did the first time. But I'm wondering, could they if she ran this man down? Now, don't get me wrong, I don't think she killed him, but I also think I find it fascinating that she can get off with murder. This is the second time she done been tried on this, and the prosecution done presented the case better the second time than the first time. Clearly they didn't want to counsel her, right? So when it comes to counsel culture, Tony is shady. But I'm glad she didn't get in trouble for nothing that she didn't do. I do think it was a setup. You know what I mean? Like I really do, because the neighbor, they was the guy, the deceased guy, and the neighbor. They were both police officers. They would always get into it some kind of way. It was dog bites on the man's arm. They tried to say it was scratches where he had got hit, but forensics proved it was dog bites. Child, there was a lot going on, right? And then they said, I guess they got into an altercation allegedly, or maybe, or something, and tried to cover it up by saying she hit him by the car. It was proved, forensics proved that he was not hit by the car, right? And all of this and all that. But anyway, she got her innocent verdict, child, and she was throwing up the love sign, to her peoples. I mean, social media, in my opinion, played a big part in her getting the not guilty verdict. You know what I mean? Which I think it was justified. I don't think she ran over the man. I listened to the evidence and I listened to several videos. The only thing she got charged with was DUI, driving under the influence, and she got a year's probation for that, which she admitted she was drunk, and all of this and all that. But should she have gotten off? Yep, I think she should have. Would I have been out there holding a sign up for it? No, no. They did enough online and then they showed up offline. I'm like, well, okay, girl. All right. But, she was on the side of the people. So clearly, like I said, she wasn't counseled. And then that police officer neighbor, okay, so they going to try to say she is the one that unalived the guy with her car, but then turn around and kick the neighbor, which was also a Boston police officer, kick him off the force. So I'm thinking, okay, so why you kick him off the force? Because his dog went out there and made a mistake? Nope, I don't think so. And his dog was a pit. No, I don't know if it was a pit. It was something I seen on Judge Judy. But anyway, it was a vicious animal, child. But she got off. I said, well, you look at them current. But I can't even call her a current or say she had current tears. Because, honey, she was strong in that courtroom. That verdict got read. She didn't lose her mind or nothing. She hugged her lawyer, and they was coming out like they was vigilantes or something, throwing up that love sign because the people got her back and all this and all that. I was like, well, will you look at this right here? Child, it couldn't have been some other people. I'm just saying. That wouldn't have happened somewhere else in another situation. But anyway, y'all, uh, I guess that's all I got. Was there anything else I wanted to say? I just really had to come on and do my rant about Tyler Perry because I don't appreciate them trying to counsel him. But even if they do call themselves quote unquote counseling Tyler Perry, child, he don't never have to come on and do another movie again in life, and he'll be okay. He gonna be all right, you know. But they ain't have to turn on him like that. This dude ain't doing nothing but a money grab. Just doing it for the money. That's all he doing. Don't make no sense. But anyway, I gotta go. Let me get off here. You guys, I'm sorry, but I don't fight. What? I don't fight. Oh, you know what Anonymous said? When I was looking at that, I said, well, will you look at this white on white crime? Okay, that's what I was thinking. This is white on white crime. Ooh, child. I got a good little kiki out of taking it too. That's why I'm glad she got off. Like, do I think the police try to set her up? Absolutely. I absolutely do. I sure do. You know, they try to save that police officer. They did fire him off the force. You know, they had a long standing feud, you know, between each other, and child, it was too much. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. But yes, honey. Well, anyway, y'all, I hope you guys have a great day. If you are off today, make the best of it. You know, and happy Juneteenth, because today is the official day when it is said that the last of the slaves were freed. Um, and so, you know, the people, you know, we celebrate this day in recognition, you know, when it comes to our ancestors being free and whatnot. And so I think it's a beautiful thing. And like I said, right now it's a holiday. Right now it's a federal holiday. Now next year, under the current president of the United States of America, it may not be a federal holiday anymore. Don't you know he done had the nerve to have Dr. Martin Luther King's bust, his statue, the statue of his head, taken out of the Oval Office. You know, just oh God, so much mental declining when it comes to this president right here trying to throw us in another war. But honey, those are videos for other days. I just want to come on and talk about this little tea right here. Thank you anonymously. This little tea right here is what I want to talk about. Because I'm glad current Reed got off, and I really wish they would stop doing the council culture thing, trying to tarnish Tyler Perry's name. He can do that all by himself. But at the end of the day, honey, he gonna be all right. I think that lawsuit, once again, on my way out the door, is extra. I think it's too much. I think that it's more to whatever they had going on. You know, and I also think that some of the text messages could have been manipulated. Child, there's a lot going on with that. But anyway, I'm going to talk to you guys later. You guys stay safe. You enjoy your day. Have some fun if it's your day out. Relax if you want to. Whatever you do on this Juneteenth, while it's a federal holiday, child, enjoy it. Okay? Enjoy it. But anyway, I love you guys. Y'all check out my product tag bag. I put some fun things in my product tag bag. Seeing as it's hot, hot, hot outside. Some very inexpensive fun things in that product tag bag. Okay? So y'all check it out. If you see something you want, by all means, go pick it up. All right? And have you some fun, child. Have your good little cookout. Whatever you want to do, go see you a parade or two. Whatever you want to do, that's what you go do. Okay? Long as you're having fun and taking a break. And on that note, I love you guys in the way that Christ loves you. And I'm going to talk to y'all later. Bye-bye. Peace.